Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy responded to the Hunter Biden plea agreement, and we talked about this on yesterday's show. Hunter Biden is expected to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges in relation to not paying his taxes. He since has paid them back, but not paying them for a time there. And then he will get 1 felony gun-related charge dismissed. He lied on a form saying he wasn't addicted to a controlled substance to get a gun when he was, and that will be dismissed if he follows through with certain guidelines. And the narrative from the right, as we talked about yesterday, has been sweetheart deal. This is a sweetheart deal, and we're kind of wrapping up the week. Going back to some clips, I didn't have a chance to talk about this being one of them, just because of the dishonesty that is gushing out of Kevin McCarthy. It's notable that this is how dishonest so many people have to be to cover for Trump and their narrative that there's this 2-tier justice system hurting people like Trump. So here's the first clip we'll look at.
Reaction is it continues to show the 2-tier system in America. If you are the president's leading political opponent, the DOJ tries to literally put you in jail and give you prison time. If you are the president's son, you get a sweetheart deal. Now this does nothing to our investigation. It actually should enhance our investigations, because the DOJ should not be able to withhold any information now, saying that because of pending investigation, they should be able to provide Chairman Comer with any information that he requires.
So you heard him say the fact that the DOJ would try to put the political opponent of the president in jail while giving a sweetheart deal to Hunter Biden proves the 2-tier justice system talking point we've been perpetuating. Which we'll talk about Trump, but I'll show this clip. I think I showed this one yesterday once again to remind you that that talking point of sweetheart deal is not accurate. Then we'll circle back to the Trump component.
Obviously, you're already hearing a lot of shouting, oh, sweetheart deal, oh, this, oh, that. None of us really knows the details of the possible charges here and exactly what was agreed to as part of this plea, Jennifer. But how does one assess whether this is the type of deal that a normal person, not a president's child, would get in this circumstance?
So you would look to other similar cases, right? So on the gun form charge, it's very, very standard for someone in this situation who lies on the form because they're an addict. The gun is long gone, apparently only had it for a couple of weeks. It's very standard in these circumstances for this diversion to occur and to wipe out the charges, assuming he successfully completes it. So that's totally standard. Mm-hmm. And the tax fraud is similar as well. I mean, he paid those taxes back a long time ago. That's something that DOJ takes very, very seriously.
Okay. And when you look at historical precedent, when you look at other cases like this one, it's not some sweetheart deal. But then he mentioned Trump, and this is a narrative. Then we have one more clip to get to of Kevin McCarthy with Monty Raju. But it's a narrative that is so present right now, so annoying. Oh, the DOJ is trying to lock up the political opponent of Biden. What that tries to do is to take the conversation away from what Trump is being accused of. Because if there was nothing substantive to what Trump was being accused of, then you could have a conversation about why are these charges being brought then. But the indictment is extensive in the evidence it brings forward. So then what is so enraging is that individuals like Kevin McCarthy refuse to just completely engage with the evidence, engage with the accusations. Because if they were to do that, then the conversation is no longer Hunter Biden got a sweetheart deal when he didn't, and Trump is getting locked up, which we'll see. Obviously, he has his due process and everything. But if that ends up happening and Trump was indicted, see, that shows inherently there's something unfair. They couldn't do that because they would have to argue then, therefore, not enforcing the laws that Trump is being accused of violating, which they would never say. They would never explicitly say, no, yeah, I don't think we should enforce the Espionage Act. I don't think we should enforce that. Or I don't think we should protect national security secrets. They would never want to say that, so it just has to be vaguely Trump's being indicted and Hillary's not. Yeah, well, what are the facts of the case? Here's another moment.
Congress has to have a right. We have the constitutional right to investigate and to oversee. And for any investigation that we have or any information we need, we can't now stand behind that there's an investigation going on.
But there's 2 separate cases. I mean, the Trump case is involving alleged obstruction of an investigation, alleged misstatements. This is a tax case and a gun case. These are 2 separate cases. Why conflate them?
I'm not conflating them.
But they're alleging he lied to investigators. That's the issue.
Handle it different. Well, did Did Hunter Biden lie about his taxes? Did Hunter Biden lie about the gun?
Well, I don't know. He pleaded guilty to the situation, to those tax situations.
Well, there's no time for him to serve. Remember, this will be no prison time, but they're trying to put President Trump in prison. That's what
They're different cases. They're different facts.
About equal justice.
What? You talk about equal justice. Is that what you think equal justice is, Kevin McCarthy? Okay. The universe says if Trump is indicted, then that means some Democrat somewhere has to be indicted. What? Oh, it's so unserious. It is so humiliating. Why? Why is that the narrative? And people have said this. I went, as y'all know, to Miami to Trump's arrest and arraignment and talked to Trump supporters. And one of them, actually a bunch of them, but one of them kept repeating, well, why hasn't Hillary been indicted? That's not how it works, because Hillary didn't do the things, or there wasn't evidence for her doing the things that Trump did. They didn't uncover the very criminal intent that it seems they're uncovering with Trump, and they didn't even ever get accused of the same things. So that's one level of absurdity, the Hillary or Biden conflation with Trump. A whole nother level of conflation is saying that Hunter Biden should be compared with Trump's case. Hunter Biden was accused of evading his taxes for 2 years and lying on a federal form about a gun. Trump's accused of, keeping classified information he's not supposed to have, lying to federal authorities about having the classified information, obstructing an investigation as they're trying to get back the classified information, and on, conspiring with other individuals to keep out of the hands of federal authorities these classified documents. And that compares to Hunter Biden how? That's as absurd as you're accused for any crime and you start talking about someone's speeding ticket. Justice should be served there too, but just very different levels of justice, unless they're saying that all the other cases that have ended in very similar deals as the Hunter Biden one should have led to prison sentences, which I don't think they would say. Can you imagine if Trump did the very things? Can you imagine if Trump went to prison for evading his taxes? They would go bonkers. I don't even know how that would work, but or he lied on a federal form about getting a firearm and they put him in prison. They would go bonkers. But dishonesty is inevitably going to lead to a humiliating moment like that one, I guess. We have much more on the other side of this break.
One of our sponsors today is Fume. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong. So instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad part from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning device that does exactly that. Fume is not electronic. There's no vapor or harmful chemicals. Fume is just a delicious flavored air that makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts, which is great for fidgeting, which can be great for people breaking bad habits. Look at what people online are saying. They weren't sure what to expect, but ended up loving the taste and the feel. Stopping is something lots of people put off because it's difficult to do, but switching to Fume is easy and enjoyable. There's no reason that you can't be the next Fume success story. Head on over to tryfume.com and use the code PACMAN to save 10%. When you get the Journey Pack, which comes with the device and 3 flavors, the link is down below.